All right, so back row, can you hear me? All the way back there? All right, I am so glad to be here. I'm just going to pitch my hand out there, okay? There you go. I'm so excited to be here, and the whole theme of the adventure of mothering. And we've been likening it to roller coasters and to theme parks and that type of thing. And I thought this is exactly, it takes me back to a vacation. Okay, I have to get my breath. Because you know those chicks that were back there on the ribbons? I could so do that. So do that. And I have a Spanx suit just like that. Totally. And all the men are going, Spanx. It sounds painful. Yes, it is. Everything about being mothering and everything about being female is painful. Okay? Am I right? Okay. All right, so it made me think about our vacation to Cedar Point amusement park. Yes? Okay. So in our family, you can't be birthed if you don't like roller coasters. Okay? That's just a criteria. So all my kids love roller coasters. My husband loves them. I love them. So we decided we were going to go on vacation. Okay, that's like the worst idea you can ever make to go on vacation. Out of 20 years, we've had 2 vacations that we actually liked one another. All right? And that we had a good time. Okay? So I'm going to tell you a secret. Don't say you're going on vacation. Just pack stuff up, put it in your minivan, and just get the kids and just say you're going for a drive. Because it's like when you say you're going on vacation and this evil thing starts happening that conspires and it never meets expectation. Am I right? It never meets it. Okay, so anyway, before I go off on that rabbit trail. So we're going to Cedar Point, and we had researched. I'm like a Google freak, all right? So I had researched the dragster. Anybody is it? Okay. The dragster goes from 0 to 120 gazillion miles per hour in 6 seconds, all right? It's like 2/3 the height of the, what's that building in New York? Yeah, that one. And, okay, so it's really tall. I'm 43 and I've lost my nouns. Anybody else? I've got adjectives and I've got verbs, but I got no nouns. All right. So if I get a blank look, just help me out, okay? So it's really tall, and we looked this up, and we were looking forward to taking this ride. So we get in line, and it's going to be 4 hours, right? So as we're there, I'm a mom, and I'm looking at the ride, and there's some type of cable pneumatic thing or something. And I was like, what if somebody had a laser, and they sliced through the cable? We'd all die, But I stayed in line because it's this twisted, sick thing, like motherhood, okay? Because it's like you have a child and then you decide to do it again. That is so twisted and sick. Okay. So we're in line, and finally it's our time. So we get in the car, and I'm sitting with Patrick, and Patrick was about 8 years old. Nothing better than an 8-year-old boy on a roller coaster. All right, so we sit down, strap in, and shut up, okay, right? And it has a countdown, so it goes from red light, yellow light. Remember Johnny Quest? Any old ladies in here? Sunday morning, where your parents drug you to Sunday school and you couldn't finish watching that big spider thing, walk around. But so we're going red light, green light, red light, yellow light down, and then green light. And then we just took off. I mean, it was like this guttural scream came out of me. And I looked at Patrick, and he's got his head back and I started laughing. Have you ever done that? You're just watching your kid, and we were screaming all 6 seconds of the ride. And we pull in, and you go straight up, and it's a corkscrew turn, and then you drop back down, and you come to a stop, and your hair's sticking out, and your heart's about, to jump out of your chest. And it was silence. And I went, oh, I am so doing that again. All right? And I got to thinking, Can anything match that ride? Is there anything? Yeah, I'll tell you what. Motherhood, the ride of motherhood. Am I right? I mean, nothing takes you to those deep deeps and those high highs and those corkscrew turns. I think about this. See what you can identify with. The scrambler. Anybody know the scrambler? I am not smart enough to figure out the scrambler. There's a certain seating arrangement in the scrambler that if you get in the wrong seat, you will die. All right? So if you're with your teenage friends, you always put the more husky girl in a certain seat. All right? And then as a mother, you're supposed to get everything right? You're supposed to have things figured out. So we took the kids to the state fair one year, and Kristen was maybe 4 years old, and she weighed about 6 pounds. Okay. And my husband was going to ride with her because I was taking care of Ricky. And he's like, okay, Julie, now where do I sit in the seat? And I was like, oh, you sat in the inside part. Oh, like where were you in 1992? So he's like, are you sure? Of course don't question me. I'm the mom. I know what I'm talking about. So just get in the seat, Rick. Just do as I say. I'm totally submissive. I just want you to know that. I'm all over that. All over. So he gets in the inside seat, and little Kristen, and you can barely see her head over the bar. She's like this. And the ride starts, and it took like 6 seconds. Oh, crud! And I just watched inertia take over. And my husband is trying not to just like slam into her. And she has this look like, Daddy, why are you hurting me? Anybody relate? Motherhood. You're supposed to know this stuff. So write this down. Outside seat. Right now. Write it down. You'll thank me. Okay, and then I was thinking another ride. What can we liken it to? Think about funhouse mirrors. All right? Okay, I got to tell you what happened. I had just had Patrick. He's 13 now. So I just had him. And I didn't have my Spanx circa suction suit on thing. All I had was like duct tape that I could just like... you might be a redneck. Okay, so I had some body image issues. I'll admit that. So we go into, the baby is outside with Rick, and he's like, honey, come out. I really miss you. I want you to come out really quick. And what he was saying is, I don't want to change a poopy diaper, in case something happens. So I get in with Kristen and Ricky, and we walked through, and it was just kind of lame. You're like, ooh, I'm scared. The ground's not even, And then we get to the wall of mirrors. Okay, so I saw the one where I'm about this tall. All right, well, I'm like, well, that looks like me every day, so that's not a big deal. But then, you guys, I saw the mirror, and I was like 6'1". I looked like Brooke Shields, and I just stared and stared, admired my long legs. Beautiful. And an hour went by. 2. And the kids left, and they're like, Daddy, Mommy won't come out. I love that one. But here's what happens. Things get twisted with motherhood.